We're in Kona. It's one of triathlon's most famous locations, and therefore one of triathlon's most famous routes. But really, the route is boring. Out and back in the ocean, then out and back in the highway, and then out and back along the same highway for the run. So we've decided to change it up. And by up, we mean up. We're going to the other Kona course, up a massive volcano, Mauna Kea.
Taking serious strain now.
Right, well let's do it then. 3, 2, 1, let's go.
The start may look familiar, and it is. It's the iconic Kona Pier where the Ironman World Champ starts. But this is just the start of a Kona course, which is very, very different. Today we are going to be climbing Mauna Kea. After our token swim in the Pacific Ocean in Kona, which is of course at sea level, we will mount our bikes, and after about 100 meters, we will begin climbing. Up and out along the Hawaii Belt Road. This road travels parallel to the famous Kona course of the Queen K, but higher up the mountain. We'll then turn right on the Daniel K. Inouye Highway onto the Saddle Road. Turning off this road at its highest point, we head up the volcano itself. We'll stop and dismount our bikes after 90 kilometers at an elevation of 2,865 meters at the Mauna Kea Visitor Center, before running, or walking, the final 14 kilometers to the summit of Mauna Kea at 4,207 meters, or 13,803 feet above sea level.
Token swim done.
Yeah, swim done. Flattest part of today's route. Finished.
More of a wake up than anything.
Yeah.
Now for a relatively leisurely transition, and then for the big one.
Yep. Right, let's go.
This is quite possibly the stupidest thing we've ever done. I mean, this.
I don't know about that. But
I mean,
it's up there.
this is
Excuse
serious.
the pun.
Like this is serious. Like the elevation that we are trying to go to, this is
Yeah,
next level.
it's going to be an adventure anyway. Let's get going
All right.
before it gets any hotter.
Easy start. Pace it well. Okay.
Yeah.
So we put a call out to friends to see if anyone wants to join us today. Funnily enough, no one did. Other than one man. Say hi, Mark. Hello. Hey. So we're using him. Put him on the front.
We're climbing already. It's yeah, pretty much just uphill. Grinding away. Easiest gear already. 30 minutes in. And it's going to be the easiest gear the whole day, I think.
Yeah, challenging day for the boys today up the volcano. Very steep climb. It's very hot already. It's although it is going to get a bit cooler the higher they go, which is going to be one saving grace. High humidity. Obviously they've got the altitude to contend with the higher they get, and so I'm here driving the support wagon, making sure they're hydrated, making sure they've got enough calories, and just keeping an eye on them, because it's going to get quite serious up there at the top, I think.
Now we can see the mountain. Looks tall. We're getting there though.
We can see the mountain, kind of realising what we've taken on here. It's massive. Chucking my way through my electrolytes and fluids, which is good. Hopefully just stay on top of it now. Stopped for quick toilet break, which is a good sign, means we're fairly hydrated, all of us. Just stocking up on some food and fluids quickly. And on. We're doing well though. We've been flowing along quite nicely. But yeah, early days, and we can see the mountain ahead of us.
We're about, in terms of distance, they're about halfway when they get here on the turn, and here they are, but not halfway in terms of elevation, so this is really going to start kicking up soon. They've had a nice little recovery section now, off they go up the hill.
So as we get closer to the mountain, kind of objects on the mountain put the whole scale and size of it into perspective. Obviously it looks large from a distance away, but as you get closer, you start to realise just how small those trees and buildings are. It's massive.
We got a bit of a tailwind coming up this long drag, so we're absolutely cooking. As you can see, the sweat is running off me, so trying to keep the salts and the fluids going, so we're going to need those later on, and then hopefully it cools down a little bit later on.
You can see I'm very conscious. For me, I sweat a lot and I lose a lot of sodium, so I'm literally electrolytes in every bottle I can.
I'm a little over halfway on the distance, and about a third of the way through the climbing. Yeah. So those are worrying numbers.
Yeah, we're trying to be very cautious with our intensity.
Conservative.
Which is why you've probably seen our friend Mark pulling ahead, and we're just letting him go and doing our own thing.
We've ticked over 1,500 metres now, which is where physiologists actually, I think, describe high altitude starting. So if the guys weren't feeling it too much below then, they will be starting to feel it now. 1,500, you often see people going on altitude training camps just above this kind of height to really drive adaptations with low oxygen. So although we're going a lot higher today, they'll be starting to feel it when they come in here. I reckon we can just see them coming down the road in the background.
Just grabbing a bit to eat. It's all going fairly well, but we're gotta go a little bit further along this road before turning off. And well, from what I can see on my Wahoo, it really kicks up. I don't know the exact grade it kicks up to, but it almost makes what we've been riding on look flat on my head unit. I'll feed back to you in real time what that percentage is. So I'll get some food in whilst I can.
Stop in some food, some fluids, some more sunblock, because solar radiation is intense. This will probably be our final stop before we get to the end of the bike leg at the visitor centre, we think, unless things get nasty, in which case we might need another one. But yeah, we're getting there now. Final stop on the bike and then run leg. We have now passed 1 mile, 1,600 meters elevation, which is as high as Boulder, Colorado, for all you tri geeks, and we are not even halfway up our elevation. We have ridden nearly 60 k's, so another 34, 35 or so to go.
We're a good 2/3 of the way into the ride in terms of distance, but only about halfway in terms of elevation. So the guys were very chipper at the last stop, getting a few drinks in, and probably though, if I'm honest, maybe they're underestimating what's to come, because we're going to take a left turn in a few miles and we've got a lot of elevation to make up, so it's going to get very real very quickly.
Warm-up's finished. Now we start the real triathlon. Just turned onto the access road to the summit. 6 miles to the visitor station, and then another 13 k's to the top. Running, walking. See how we go. We're a little bit behind planned schedule, so not surprisingly.
As James says, it's serious stuff now. We've got probably about 9k to go here now, and around 800 meters of elevation still gained before we jump off our bikes and onto the run. So yeah, I might be saving as much oxygen as I can from now on.
We're almost bang on 2,100 meters of altitude now up here. That's kind of a point where the body really starts to feel it, because you get noticeably less oxygen in the blood, and it's getting steeper. Just waiting for the guys to come through. They were still looking good actually the last time we saw them coming across the bottom, although they were saying they were having to slow their pace a little bit, so hopefully they'll still be feeling okay here. But I think from beyond here and further up, they're really going to feel it in their breathing. Early in the morning when we were down, much lower down, close to the sea level, it was probably about 27, 28 degrees Celsius, and up here it'll be hotter down there now, and up here it's already dropped to just over 20, so I'd imagine it's going to get really quite chilly the further up we go as well.
Is this a real deal now, isn't it?
Yeah, heavy breathing from here on up.
Less talking, more breathing.
Looking good though.
How you feeling, boys?
Not too bad. Could do with another couple of gears though.
How you feeling, James?
Taking serious strain now. Nearly at the visitor centre, but it's like consistently over 13%.
For sure. I'm just going to take these gels out of here. Put those. I want to swap. This looks like Marten. That is dry kit. They've definitely been a change in mood, I would say. James in particular, zero chat. Nice work.
Nice work, boys.
We're up at about 2,300 now, which is pretty much the same altitude as the training base in the Sierra Nevada mountains in Spain that the Norwegians use for their blocks of preparation. So it might be interesting for us to see how the guys are feeling working at that altitude where Christian and Gustav spend a lot of time. So we're at the same height as the Norwegians' training altitude base now. How's that feeling?
It's pretty high. So a lot of breathing going on here. Not a lot of talking.
So Mark, we're up at the same altitude that Gustav and Christian do their preparation in Sierra Nevada. How's that feel?
Yeah, and they're probably busting out 350 watts at 90 RPM. Meanwhile, we're crawling. Literally top down the gears, grinding.
It's pretty eerie up here as well.
It is. I kind of just gotta, I'm just putting my head down now, not looking at the road ahead really. I can see in a second it's about to kick up for about half a K. Not sure how we're gonna fare.
We are approaching the visitor centre now. So this is T2 effectively for the boys. Because from here they'll be on foot, is the plan, up to the summit. Still a long way to go.
All right, mate.
Feeling alright though? Yeah, actually, like literally the last, maybe like, well, I've obviously felt pretty rough for the last like.
What do you need, mate?
I'm okay, just need a minute.
Yeah, definitely feel very dizzy. That last,
This is
probably,
the,
like, literally the last minute, I was like, whoa.
I felt that a bit before, that last steep section.
Yeah.
13 to 15%, and your legs just start that burn because they're not getting enough oxygen. You can only go anaerobic for so long.
You look at the grade, like, I mean, it's steep, but
It is steep.
not, you know,
Feeling
compared to UK climbs we are always doing.
Feeling
Like,
pretty
why
dizzy.
am I riding like 40 RPM?
Yeah.
Can't push the pedals.
Feeling taking strain too because you're weaving all the time, so you kind of stabilizing.
How are you feeling about the run up to the top?
Yeah, I actually feel like it's probably going to be more of a walk, but I'm ready to like, well, not ready right now.
I'm excited to give it a go.
Definitely.
We got to see how we go. It's
100%.
it's going to be a 5 to 6 hour round trip.
Honestly, for most of the ride, I didn't really feel like this is the hardest triathlon I've ever done, or there's anything particularly strenuous about this.
No.
I mean, you're climbing the whole time. But those last 8Ks, 10Ks, it's got nothing
Anyone
in
else
the
want a
tank.
Coke?
Back on, mate.
Got nothing in the tank.
No.
And it doesn't, and just relentless. Like,
Yeah.
there's no point where you think, right, I can just spin my legs a little bit and then push on.
No.
You just have to keep grinding and grinding and grinding.
I wished you'd filmed it. There's a bit where we were barely moving.
Oh, sorry.
I was going 4.5 kilometres at one point.
Yeah, I actually genuinely thought we were going to fall off our bike because
Yeah,
we
yeah.
were both just like, like we were going back and forth.
I know you guys want to gather yourselves, which is wise, but I think you also want to keep
Before you shut down.
keep
Yeah.
hustling. Yeah.
There are two route options up to the summit from the visitor centre, a more direct trail route and a longer gravel road option. We were advised that the road was faster and safer in the prevailing conditions, and as we may be fighting the daylight, we chose the road. All right, we're T2 done, as you can see. We've changed into our running kicks. I say running, might be walking kicks. We've done 94 Ks, just over 3,000 meters of climbing. Got pretty strenuous at the end there.
I'm not even sure you could call it cycling.
Yeah,
To be honest.
it was a slow trudge, but we made it. It's been a pretty slow transition too, as we steel ourselves for what's to come, which is somewhere up there in the mist.
I don't feel like I've just walked out of a nightclub quite so much around there.
Yeah, it was
Definitely had that feeling when I first came in.
a bit dizzy and disorientated when we stopped the bike. Hopefully won't be too many of those feelings going further up now.
It's
But yeah.
cold at the top as well.
It is. So we've wrapped up.
4 degrees.
Yeah. But I reckon we should get going because if we sit around,
It'll be
too
colder
much,
if it's nighttime up there. So let's get going.
3,
3, 2, 1.
You go.
Yeah.
Yeah, warm.
Colder, but
Getting warm, getting a bit of that leg burn going.
Found a Sherpa though, and he's kindly offered to carry my puffer jacket.
Mate, after watching you boys ride up that mountain, Volcano, it's the least I can do.
Right now, I think we can actually make it. I feel okay. Obviously it's hard. I feel okay. The biggest issue is the light.
Yeah.
I think we're going to run out of light.
It is a...
That said, we've still got a good 1,000 meters of elevation to go. So
Just to update you, it is 1:30 p.m. It sunsets about 6:15, and it is dark by 6:45. So
we do not want to be up here in the dark.
and it could rain up here as well.
Yeah.
thanks, man.
Yeah, mad. On Hawaii and it could snow. I've got this funny feeling right now where I keep wanting to like loosen my cap off. It just feels too tight.
Yeah,
I've gone to grab it and it's really loose. It's just my head.
Your head's expanded.
The heart rate. So we are taking the tactical pause. This is the equivalent of walking the aid stations, I guess, in an Ironman, although we're walking the whole run route and sitting down the aid stations. Get those fluids in up here. We are up there now in the clouds.
Well, literally just behind us, the ranger has disappeared off into distance and he's told us, unfortunately, he's going to have to close the mountain because, well, as you can see, it's closing in a bit and he said it's due to get worse.
Yeah, he says if it's less than 40 feet visibility, they have to close the road. He's going up to chase everyone down, and he said, you guys are just going to have to go down anyway.
It's a real shame because we were feeling great.
Absolutely.
We were knocking out sub 4 minute per K.
We're basically running up the mountain, but, you know, it is what it is.
What a shame.
Yeah.
No, in all honesty, I'm a little bit relieved. I was starting to take strain, breathing really hard, and a bit worried about the descent afterwards more than the actual carrying on up.
Yeah,
so,
we haven't got a shuttle bus or anything.
No, there's no gondola that goes down, so
It is really closing in, so we're going to have to get going.
yeah, it's
At
starting
least
to
you
rain
get to
now
come back
too.
and do it again next year.
This guy. You walk backwards there, that nice stretch out. Yeah.
So it's only been about 3 minutes since the ranger told us we need to turn. You know, we started heading back down, and it's now pretty much sleeting. Fingers are frozen. Quinn's had to put the camera away, which is why we're on a GoPro now, because the camera's getting wet, and we're still a good 4K from the visitor center. So yeah, good call to turn when we did. Yeah, it's been an adventure. We wanted an epic adventure, and it's finishing in an epic way, even if we didn't make it to the top. I think we might have to jog, Quinn.
Yeah, I think we need to go.
Yeah, let's go. Well, we're out of the sleep now, below the lowest cloud, and there's the information center, visitor center. So we're just taking a slow amble to finish our day. Unfortunately, we didn't finish at the top, but still lots of fun. Maybe next year when we come to Kona, we'll make it to the top. Who's joining us?